Yo, what's good, eruptioners? Green Typhlosion here, and today we are discussing the most forgotten Pokemon of each type. Remember, this is my opinion, and just because they are forgotten, that doesn't mean I hate them. Now let's get on with the video.
But if you close your eyes,
the most forgotten fire type is Oricorio. I honestly forgot this Pokemon had a fire type form. Truthfully, Oricorio is really a forgettable Pokemon in itself, and every other fire type compared to this thing is either lovable or memorable in some way. However, if you did want a close second, I would give it to Heatmore. Lumineon easily. This Pokemon was mostly forgettable because it had nothing. You would rarely encounter this thing on a playthrough, and it also had no presence in competitive. This Pokemon is just nowhere to be seen, and that's why it's so forgettable. I'm giving this one to Tropius. Despite having a really unique design, I think nobody remembers this thing. Probably because you either encountered it late game or in the Safari Zone, depending on the game you're playing. Also, it was kinda unusable, so people, even if they tried, probably just pushed it to the side. It's a shame because I really like this Pokemon. Golurk is the most forgotten ground type. Honestly, this thing does not even look like a ground type. I also don't really understand how people forget this thing. It's really cool. If I had to give a reason, it probably would be overshadowed by other ground types like Crocodile. I actually did not know what to pick, but then I saw Heliolisk. I actually forgot this Pokemon was a Pokemon, but I do remember using this thing on my team in X and Y, and it was really special. This thing is probably forgotten because it has a pretty basic design. Also, we barely got to see in the X and Y anime, despite being Clement's ace as a gym leader. This one was pretty obvious, but I chose Pheasant. This thing just makes you want to forget about it. It doesn't do anything well. It's the worst regional bird, and it's just dead weight on any team. This Pokemon is so bad that, once again, you just want to forget about it. This goes to Passimian. I have no really specific reason why, but there's just nothing special when it comes to this fighting type Pokemon. All I just see is, well, a monkey. Truthfully, I think this Pokemon was kind of lost in the wave of all the new Generation 7 Pokemon. Cinccino is the most forgettable normal type. I wish this was not the case because it is scary in battle, but this Pokemon is just bland and it looks like a generational rat, but it's not. Honestly, I don't remember seeing this anywhere in Generation 5. People just forgot about it because nobody uses it. This goes to Spiritomb. Despite being Cynthia's lead Pokemon, having no weaknesses prior to fairies, and being a great low tier threat, this thing is just forgettable. Its design is kind of just a circle really, and it was virtually impossible to get, or at least extremely difficult to get in its debut generation. Malamar is the most forgettable dark type. There are not many dark types, and this one just does not have anything unique or any reason to use it. If I had to imagine the reason for being so forgettable, maybe because it's kind of a pain to evolve. You have to hold your device upside down in order to evolve it. Besides that, maybe it's once again because it kind of just looks weird. For Psychic, I'm giving this one to Xatu. This Pokemon really just has no reason to be used. It's just overshadowed and outclassed in everything. Most of them. This one was not tough, but I went with Almardo. This Pokemon is overshadowed by Cradily and has no real use. Even though it has Rapid Spin, there are just Pokemon who are just better at Rapid Spinning than it. Also, it kinda has a forgettable design. For this one, I'm going with Melmetal. This might not sound right, but let me explain. Usually when some type of mythical or legendary Pokemon comes out, people talk about it. Not many people talked about Melmetal. Probably because it can only be obtained in Let's Go, and being able to evolve it is such a tedious and boring process. This one goes to Beartic. Once again, it was just one of those Pokemon that were lost in the sea of Generation 5 Pokemon. Also, it has a bland design, so probably this is why people forget about it. I have to give this one to Dragalge. First, this Pokemon does not look like a dragon type. It has a unique typing, but it has a bit of an ugly design. Also, in Gen 6, there were way more dragons to use. Aromasteady is the most forgettable fairy type. Once again, it's just one of those Pokemon that you want to forget about because it is so ugly. For Poison type, I'm gonna give it to Swalot. This bootleg mug is just a blob. It doesn't really have anything special that makes you want to remember it. Okay guys, that is the video. Let me know what your personal list is, and besides that, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, watch some more videos, but more importantly, have a good day.